shit all over there.
Hey, Mom! I'm done with my segment!
Chris and Cash Show.
Chris and Cash podcast.
It is Friday, July 15th, 2016.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And we got a few things to talk about here tonight.
We got a lot to talk about today.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about.
We got a camping trip. Well, not really camping, but...
No, we're going to...
Are you canoeing, by the way?
I don't know. We'll talk.
I need to know.
We'll talk after the broadcast.
People need to know.
Wait, Mark Anthony? I need to know. I need to know.
No, there's a bunch of Spanish music playing in the back of Scotty's yard. It's not his Spanish music, but I'm not Mark Anthony.
Well, it's because,
my son's name's Anthony.
It's because it's Lynn. That's why.
Well, yeah.
Not to be racist, I'm just being accurate.
No, dude. Did you saw the census report I showed you about Randolph?
I know you said it.
School-age kids, it's like 60% black, 21% Hispanic, like 11% white, and like 8% Asian or something. It's like there's almost no white people, which is fine. I don't care.
It doesn't matter. If
Doesn't
Trump wins, it's going to go up to like 95% white.
Yeah, it's because he's going to be like, we're going to build a wall around all the blacks in the community. I'm like, you can't do that.
You're just going to put a wall around all of them.
It's not okay. That's one of the reasons why I'm against Trump.
Just throw them in the wall.
And I don't know.
Next week,
let's segment from Trump into Brady, since like they're friends.
Okay.
And maybe that had something to do with it because of Ruth. Oh my God, Beta Ginsburg.
For those who don't know or are living under a rock,
Pokemon Go is huge.
Brady and his legal team opted to not appeal to the Supreme Court, and Brady will serve his suspension.
But the NFLPA is still going to pursue it.
But I don't think that matters.
Well, it matters that they're still going to pursue it because technically they could still win the case for Brady, but it doesn't matter.
How likely is that?
It's not. It was never likely anyways. But Brady just took all their power away because they're not going to look for a stay, and they're probably going to say, well, if he doesn't really care anymore, why are we going to look at this? I'm almost as upset as Brady. Well, I shouldn't say upset. I'm disappointed in Tom Brady.
Because he just gave up?
Similar to how I'm disappointed in Bernie Sanders.
Why not?
It's the same thing. You gave up on your ideals, and you went 3/4, 80% of the way to a fight, and then you left before you were done.
He still had one card to play, and again, even though it was unlikely, you never know. So the only conclusion I can draw is that Belichick said to him, look, I don't want to
have you suspended at the end of the year.
I don't want to
suspended for the playoffs.
I don't want to have you get a stay, and then December 20th they say
you're suspended in the playoffs. I get it. That's what it was.
So I'm sure Bill said, look, everyone knows it's bullshit. All the pundits know it's bullshit. Even the people at ESPN knows it's bullshit. Everyone knows it's bullshit. How many friggin' amicus briefs have been written saying this is the most ridiculous thing ever? Dan Marino came out and said, anyone who's ever played football knows this is an absolute joke. Okay? So, I'm sure part of it was Bill saying, look, take the 4 games.
How does Brady get his name back now?
Take the 4 games, we'll go 3-1, you come back, we'll score 60 every week.
How does Brady get his name back now? What happens if Gronk gets injured in week 3 because Garoppolo's not accurate? Fucking, there goes his knee, there goes his leg, there goes his career. These are things that are not being considered.
There's nothing you can do about it, so there's no point in discussing.
Oh yeah, you could fight for the right to party. I mean, you can play, dude. You need to play.
Yeah.
He went. If he was gonna,
all right.
There's no difference between the appeal he just did and this appeal, like to hear it en banc and to go to the Supreme Court. You never knew what was going to happen officially, anyways.
The other thing, too, is he went out and hired all these lawyers. He went out and hired Ted Olson for...
all these guys at a Supreme Court...
for a Supreme Court fight, and they stopped short of the Supreme Court?
I don't get it. I don't get it. It's not my decision. I mean, I'm not mad at him, just like I'm not mad at Bernie Sanders. I don't hate either one of them, but I'm disappointed. And sometimes it's worse when you disappoint people than you get them mad. The last thing you ever want to hear when you're a kid is your parents, they look at you, you expect them to be really mad, and they go, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. And then you go, fuck, I'm an asshole. That's what Tom Brady...
That never happened to me when I was a kid. I used to get get in your fucking room.
What do the fingers say to the face? Smack! But seriously, Tom Brady, Bernie Sanders, disappointed. All right? Yes, that's how I feel. I know you're not okay with it, but you're okay with it because you wanted it just to die. You've wanted them to stop appealing.
Oh, I think it's ridiculous. I think the whole thing is absurd.
But you're like, oh, just let Jimmy G go 3-1. What I'm worried about is Jimmy G goes 1-3 or 2-2. But even at 2-2, that game matters. Okay? If they had won one more game last year, would they have probably won I was going to say World Series, Super Bowl?
Yeah, probably.
And they probably would have won the World Series too. But they probably would have won the Super Bowl if they had one more win because they have home field. They beat Denver and Gillette. Do we agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
And they'd probably beat Carolina in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. No, they do. Cam Newton sucks.
Okay, so one win against Philly, against Miami, against anybody that you should have.
The Philly one was the bad one.
Miami one was really bad too. They didn't even try to win.
The Philly one was the worst.
The Miami one, all they did was run the ball.
Yeah, but the Philly one, they were up 14-0, and then they tried to get cute.
But the Miami one, you knew you could have had home field advantage.
You're all over the place.
I know. I'm like fucking home court advantage for the World Series. My point is that matters. That one game against Jimmy G, if he loses, is going to matter.
What if he goes 4-0?
What happens if you go 2?
What if he goes 4-0 and tears it up? You're not even considering that possibility.
Well, that's the only possibility. But then
look at there's 15 guys on Gronk. You throw it to the open guy, he runs for 20 yards. That's all Garoppolo has to do. The other thing too, and this really could just come.
Did you want to trade Jimmy G after that? Or you want to have him start over Brady? Like, what do you do there?
This really comes down to his awareness and his instincts. He has wheels. Brady doesn't have wheels. If he gets flushed out of the pocket, he doesn't have to throw it away like Brady. He can tuck it in and run. So, I mean, I think there's a chance that he's adequate enough that they go 3-1.
So you're saying there's a chance?
I think...
I'm not saying they won't go 3-1.
They're going to be in first... Let me say this.
They're going to lose to Arizona.
No. I'll guarantee...
Knock that down.
No. I'll guarantee you this. They're going to be in first place when Brady comes back.
I don't know.
First place.
I don't know.
3-1.
It's not like the division's incredible, but I don't know. It worries me, put it that way. I haven't lost sleep about it.
What I'm surprised is, like, I'm surprised the first 4 weeks they're, like, at Pittsburgh, like, Seattle at home. Like, I'm surprised they didn't just stack them so they'd start 0-4.
I don't know.
They went 11-5 with Matt Castle. It can be done.
Completely different team, though.
There's one thing that
if they had kept Easley, okay, kept Chandler Jones, and, like, picked up Adrian Peterson, then I'd be like, all right, Jimmy G can go 11-5 with this team.
Listen,
that's the 07 Patriots.
There's one thing I can't get over in this whole 18-month charade, okay? This is what really gets to me. It's the NFL's appeal that they won 2-1 with the idiot George W. Judge and the Asian judge that can't.
Denny Chin that doesn't know math, yeah. Which, hey, whatever. I guess stereotypes are made to be broken.
They basically said, they basically came out and said, like, yeah, we agree with the NFL because of the phone thing. And the reason that bothers...
Well, you know what they really did?
Well, no, hold on. The reason that bothers me is that tells me that any kid with an 8th grade education who's literate and can read, and takes the time to read both the Wells Report and Judge Berman's brief on the thing of why it was overturned, the phone was irrelevant. Tom Brady said, I'm not giving you my phone, but I'll
well, they made the phone out to be big.
No.
The phone wasn't half as big as you make it.
So
the phone is irrelevant. It's irrelevant even in their argument.
Brady said, listen, let me finish. Brady said, I'll print out what you need. Tell me what you need, and I'll print it out for you. I want to get a new phone, but I wanted to check with you before that. Ted Wells, a quote in the Wells Report. It wasn't edited out. I don't need the phone.
Right.
You can keep the phone.
That's why you're wrong. The phone is still irrelevant, even after what Parker and Chen said. The phone is still irrelevant, even if they made it a big deal. The phone means nothing. All they basically said at court was, okay, Roger Goodell gets to do whatever he wants. There's a Article 46 says he can do whatever he wants. The NFL was the one to bring to court, not Brady and the PA. And so they just said, hey, we did what we wanted. Is it okay that we did what we wanted? And all they said was, per your contract, yeah, you can do whatever you want. That's what they said. That's all they said. The phone is completely irrelevant.
Why did they bring up the phone?
They brought up the phone to say, hey, this is why Goodell felt this way. Because of the phone. But the phone itself is completely irrelevant.
Well, I know Goodell can't read. I would hope that
the ruling has nothing to do with the phone.
That was a part of it. That was a part of it.
Not the way that you're making it.
There was no reason to even bring it up.
Correct.
It was irrelevant.
It's irrelevant.
No, but
they don't win. They don't win and have an argument about it.
If that swayed their decision, then they're wrong.
Well, by the way, Portugal won the Euros.
I don't care.
I do.
Why would I care?
Yeah, you know you care about soccer. I do care about soccer.
Well, anyway, the NFL's fucking dead to me. For those who haven't been listening to our show, which is
I was gonna boycott all the Jimmy G games. I'm thinking I'm gonna watch the Arizona games just so I can watch them get destroyed.
You really think he's gonna get destroyed?
Against Arizona, yes, I do.
They might lose. They're not gonna get destroyed.
I think he's gonna get sacked like 37 times, and people are gonna be, holy shit, Brady's pretty good. And go, yeah. Should have thought of that ahead of time.
I want to see him tear shit up, just so you have to eat your words.
Look, do you think he's half as good as Tom Brady right now?
I don't think he's a quarter good as Tom Brady right now.
Okay, he's gonna get destroyed.
That's not the point.
He has a great offense around him, he's still gonna get destroyed.
The Patriots have a loaded team, correct?
You can't just throw a fucking postman in a quarterback and expect him to win.
Patriots have a loaded team, correct?
Correct. I still don't think Jimmy G's gonna be great. I'll look awesome.
He doesn't have to be great. He has to be good enough for 4 weeks.
And I think at least one of those games, probably 2, possibly even 3, he ain't gonna be good enough. Mark it down your calendar. They ain't going 4-0. They ain't going 0-4. But anything else in between is damn good possibility.
They're not going 1-3.
They
can't
lose the other games?
Arizona game, I'll give you. They got Houston at home.
Houston could beat them.
Buffalo at home.
Houston's defense might fucking
Miami at home.
J.J. Watt might break him in half. And then Clowney's gonna fucking...
No. It's because J.J. Watt never does shit against the Patriots. He can't get to Tom Brady, who can't move. He's gonna get to Garoppolo.
The thing you're not understanding is Tom Brady throws the ball in less than 2 seconds. Jimmy Garoppolo's gonna go back there and be, boom, dead. Because he doesn't understand what less than 2 seconds means. He's not the same. It's like your computer that you have that doesn't work versus a brand new fucking computer. I don't know if even if you move this computer around, it doesn't mean that it's fucking fast suddenly. Doesn't process well. Okay? Doesn't get you to the website, even if you fucking can move it around because it's got good wheels. Jimmy G has good wheels. He's still gonna get fucking eaten by fucking J.J. Watt. You watch. J.J. Watt is gonna make him look like he's a fucking middle schooler.
We'll see.
Yeah, you will see.
We'll see. Look at
on these ears. I'm telling you, this airways right now. I'm telling you right now. J.J. Watt's gonna destroy him. Okay. Clowney's probably gonna destroy him.
If they're 2-2 and Brady comes back, they're going 14-2 because I don't think he's losing a game once he comes back.
No, that schedule gets hard, and he has to play all these road games.
Tom Brady can't play on the road.
I didn't say he couldn't play on the road. I'm saying it's going to be different. He's going to be out of whack. He's not going to be prepared. It's going to be completely different. He can't practice for 4 weeks. This is a huge disadvantage because now the first 3 weeks for him are like preseason. That's what people aren't getting here. This isn't like you get the rust off in September like he's been doing the past few years. This is like get the rust off in November. This is fuck your couch territory. This is a big deal. This is way bigger than people are understanding. He could come in. Jimmy G could suck. They could still go 2-2. Tom Brady could come in October, lose a couple games, not really be right till the middle of November, and suddenly they have 4 or 5 losses, 6 losses for the season. Maybe you're a wild card. Maybe you win the division, but you don't get a bye. You don't get the 1 seed. That's all going to matter.
He could hit Gronkowski and Edelman.
They're not winning more than 12 games.
In his sleep.
Mark that down. They're not winning more than 12. They're not winning less than 10. Mark it down. Shit. Want me to start writing stuff down for you? You can start marking stuff down. This is important. I want to be the fucking Nostradamus of this rap shit. Okay?
You don't think they're going to win 12 games?
Not more than 12. No. They will not win 13 games. They won't. Even if Jimmy G goes 4-0, they're not winning 13 games. You seen their schedule? And Tom Brady's going to be off, dude. It's different. It's not like you're making it out.
If they go 15-1, I'm going to laugh. I'm just going to laugh.
When it's not like you're making it out. You don't just step in and it's like riding a bike. It's not that easy.
He could hit Gronkowski and Edelman out of bed on Christmas Day. I'm not worried about it.
That's usually because he's in tune by Christmas. But if it was the 4th of July and he hadn't practiced in a couple months, yeah, it'd be a big fucking deal.
No, it wouldn't.
Okay, you think so.
They've been playing with each other forever.
Gronk's not that old, dude. It hasn't been forever.
You know what I mean. Don't be a wise ass. So, NFL, fuck you. You lost a fan. Not that you care, but...
Well, they're going to care. The next CBA, when fans stop watching, the NFL's already reached its zenith. It's not going to...
It's like drugs. These people are fucking addicted. It's never going to fall off.
No, it's not. You want to know why I know this? Because I watched in the 90s when not all these fuckers were watching. I watched in the early 2000s before these fuckers started watching. Okay? The league's been growing a lot. But now the league is way bigger than ever. It's not going to stay like this. Nothing ever stays like this. This is their Pax Romana. This is their apex. This is like their best of the best. It's going to get worse from here. Especially when you have crazy fucking Nero or Caligula fucking as your commissioner. and he fucking wants to put his horse as counsel
Oh, by the way, he
and
doesn't.
burn the city of Rome.
By the way, he doesn't want his players to appear on that show with The Rock, Ballers or whatever it's called.
Right, no, this is my point, though. He's fucking up the league.
What the fuck's wrong with him?
You realize, why isn't Italy the best country in the world anymore? Because a lot of your fucking emperors are fucking retarded, okay? So if you guys had smart people that weren't genetically fucking dumb, you probably would still be the kings of the world.
It's only a matter of time before he fucks up something else.
This is what Goodell's doing. He's fucking everything up. He's burning Rome.
No. He has fucked up.
That's simple.
The league is awful.
Correct, but he's making it worse and worse.
Him being a buffoon, that makes it even harder to take that Brady lost to this fucking idiot. He's like a moron.
It's not Brady's fault. Brady didn't lose. Like, he did, but it's not like Brady was out there like, I rest my case, Your Honor. You know what I mean? He wasn't arguing. This is not his job. He's a football player, not a lawyer. Brady's team lost. His legal team lost. He lost. First of all, he had no chance in the Wells report. They were basically like, he's a witch, burn him. And he's like, but I'm not. And they're like, burn him anyways. Like, you've seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail. You're like, you know what I mean? They fucking... Back in the day, they used to burn witches. And if they died, they're like, oh, fuck, they weren't a witch. They died.
All right, next man up.
Yeah. If they tried to drown you. If you drowned, you weren't a witch. But if you floated, you were a witch so they could kill you. It's like, you die no matter what. Like, there's no winning here. You can be proven not a witch, but you still die. That's what they did to Tom Brady. They were like, burn him. It is what it is, man.
All right, you want to talk about the Celtics and NBA free agency?
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about?
Celtics.
So, for those who have or have not been paying attention, two big rumors right now. Russell Westbrook, been well documented, last year of his deal. Huge risk for Danny Ainge. He's proven in the past, though, that risk doesn't faze him. He's a gambler. See the Jaylen Brown pick. And Clippers forward Blake Griffin. Now, if we're just going based on player and talent, this one to me is a no-brainer. It's Russell Westbrook. Blake Griffin, while...
Well, if you can only get one.
Well, that's the problem.
Who said anything about one?
Blake Griffin, I think he's a very good player. That's it. He's a very good player. We've been over it. You can't win in the NBA unless you have a top 5 player in the league. It's almost impossible. 2004 Pistons are the lone exception, I think. And probably like a couple teams in the 70s because it was the 70s.
Yeah, 70s was a really odd decade in basketball. I'm not even trying to be rude. First of all, every center was fucking awesome. Every single center was better than Robert Parrish. Okay? The entire league was the center is better than Robert Parrish. So we're just going to start there.
Now, some really good centers.
So look at the MVPs, look at the centers, look at the All-Star. You're like, what the fuck? Every team had centers that was like MVP or an All-Star.
Honestly, that makes Kareem's MVPs more impressive back then.
Because he won 5 in a decade where
right.
6 different fucking centers won MVP.
Right.
Because 5 of them won once and Kareem won 5 of them. So...
Collins was one of them.
That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Like,
yeah.
I mean, you can call them. Some of them were the Tim Duncan, like power forward / center guys, like Willis Reed and such. But it was like incredible.
No, Reed was the center, but Dave Collins was.
He was a power forward center actually. They count them both as power. Like a lot of them were slashes.
I consider him a 5.
Well, I'm just telling you how they're listed and what they considered. That's not me considering them. That's like what they listed as. But it's just the way it is. Where are we going with that? Oh, the 70s was fucking weird. And it wasn't just because of hippies and psychedelics. It was fucking weird.
But that was getting back to where I was going with that. It's a different era now.
It is.
You need a top 5 guy, or you can't win it.
Basically always.
Okay? Russell Westbrook, top 5 guy, you betcha. Absolutely.
Look at this.
Blake Griffin, nope.
Look at this. And we're going to disclude, which is my word I like instead of exclude. I'm going to disclude, which is when you take someone out forcibly. Okay? One guy in this 6, but this is the top 6 in it.
One of your advanced stats.
Estimated wins added, excuse me. Steph Curry's number 1. James Harden's number 2. Tied with LeBron James. So they tied for 2. Then Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant are exactly tied for number 4.
Yep.
And Kawhi Leonard's number 6. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
5 of those players are the 5 best players in the league. And James Harden's like second half of the top 10. Mm-hmm. Even though I know you don't like Harden, he doesn't play defense, yada, yada, yada.
No, he's a phenomenal offensive player, but he's useless without the ball, and he plays no D. I just think he's an incomplete player. That doesn't mean he's a bum. He's just an incomplete player.
Yeah, he's.
And I know he averages.
6th, 7th,
I know he
8th,
averages
player.
like 7 assists a game or whatever it is. But
29, 7.5, and 6.1.
what's he giving up though?
Not 29.
All right, you're really big into like defensive stats. I guarantee you, if you looked at his defensive stats, they're probably horrendous.
We can find him. Hold on. What the fuck is that?
They're
website?
probably abysmal. This guy doesn't even try to play defense. But where I was going with that, Russell Westbrook, top 5 in the world. Agreed?
Yes.
Top 5 player, right?
Yes, that's what I was trying to
Blake
say with all
Blake Griffin. Let's see. So he's signed. Let's see. He signed an extension in July 2012 for the maximum amount available for 5 years that starts in 2013-14. So Griffin's going to be under contract for a while. It doesn't say anything in there about opt-out clauses. I would assume there probably is one, right?
I don't know. I have no idea what his contract is, honestly.
But
It's not a contract.
It doesn't say anything about early termination option or player option or anything like that. So we'd have to assume he's under contract for a little bit. Chris is reading it right now, so.
Shows his last year is 15-16, so that's not right.
No.
His actual remaining contract.
last
Oh,
year
excuse
was
me.
18.
17-18. So he's got 2 years.
Right. I'd still trade for Westbrook between those two. I'd still take the risk.
You would take 1 year of Westbrook over 2 years of Blake Griffin?
I think so.
Depends what you're giving him.
I would assume it'd be a similar package for both players.
Then I'd probably take Griffin. Because
Really?
Westbrook might leave.
Yeah, but he might not. What if you can convince him to stay?
Okay.
You have his bird right. You pay him more than
But I
anyone.
get 2 years of Blake Griffin at a cheaper price. I can then get a stud free agent next year.
Yeah, but the cap's going to go up.
That's my point.
Money's
And then
no
that's why I
object.
get a stud free agent next year.
All right.
Westbrook's going to opt out of his deal and take a max of $30 million when Blake Griffin's making a max of $17 million.
Okay.
You see the difference there? That gives me $13 more million to spend on another player. Maybe I get fucking Durant, and then I have... Yeah, and he's
You
fucking...
don't
I don't
want
want Durant, but my point is, then I have
You're so
Durant...
full of shit. If they signed him a year from now, you're going to be like,
No, I'm still going to be
coming.
pissed. I'm going to be like, we're not going to win. We're not going to win a title. Kevin Durant is not going to bring anybody to a title. While I do think he is
He's going to
one of
win.
the 5...
He's about to win several rings, so that.
Well, I do think
that
he is one of the
argument's
5 players that's capable of bringing a team to a title. I don't know if he's mentally strong enough. Talent-wise, he's capable. There's very few players that are capable. You love Boogie Cousins. Boogie Cousins is not capable.
All right, but
He's
you're
not a number one.
You're saying that Durant has the tools to be capable, but like you think he lacks the aspect upstairs after this going to Golden State. Is that
I think
what
he's
you're
more
saying?
deficient than Karl Malone in his ability to win a championship. Correct.
Oh,
Correct.
you just went there.
Yeah.
Wow.
This would be like if Karl Malone...
John Stockton was not as good as Russell Westbrook.
I understand that.
He was not. So, I mean, yeah, but Malone didn't play with anyone that good, ever. Unless you count where he went
That's my
played with
point.
Kobe and Shaq. What do you mean?
KD is so deficient, he can't not only not win with Westbrook, I don't know if he's going to win with Steph Curry next year. He should.
I completely misunderstood you. I thought, you know what I thought you meant, you know.
No.
Okay. All right.
Karl is very deficient, Karl Malone. So he should have won a championship with those teams. With his talent and the amount of the teams he had, he should have won 1 ring. At some point, he should have been able to fucking man up and steal a goddamn ring. I don't care if it's Michael Jordan or if it's fucking everyone under the sun. I don't care if it's fucking 300 versus the Persian Empire. You fucking win a ring. Okay? If you get that good a player with the teams he had. He didn't. Okay? KD is more deficient mentally and the way he can handle things than I think Karl Malone was. Because like you said, Russell Westbrook, I think, is a better player all time than John Stockton. Now, obviously not yet. If he died today, you'd still say Stockton's better. But Russell Westbrook, at his peak and probably throughout his career, is going to be better than John Stockton. And I'm not taking anything away from John Stockton. John Stockton's not a true number 1 on a team. I would never take him in any era and just assume he can carry me to a ring. Russell Westbrook should be able to carry you to a ring. Now, Andre Iguodala came out and said, now part of this probably him being salty, but he said the best team
They should have
in
won
the
it.
league was OKC.
Mm-hmm.
Which is something that I told you in the playoffs that they were just as good as anybody else. Which is why they had a chance. It's going to be a war. They should have
Did
probably
anyone?
found one.
I thought it was over when they were up 3-1.
Just about everybody did. Well, I said, and if you remember, I said there's still a chance Golden State comes back.
I thought they were done.
People don't understand
I thought they were
how these
done.
teams are, apparently.
I thought they were done. I remember before Game 6, I said OKC's going to win by, I think, 8, and they were up 8 with like 5 minutes to go, and I was like, oh, I'm going to be dead on, and then they fell apart.
Yeah, what can you do? But the thing is, if Karl Malone had Russell Westbrook, I think he wins the ring.
You think he could have?
He would have with Karl Malone with Russell Westbrook. I know Durant doesn't win a goddamn fucking ring with John Stockton. I'm not convinced Durant's going to win a ring in Golden State if he stays for a year. If he stays for a couple years, they should win one. For sure. They should win multiple.
Why would he sign? Why would he take national scoring just to go there for a year? I think he's there.
Maybe just grab a ring and leave.
He's like, oh, I really want to go to the Celtics, but I can't take the risk of like never winning a ring. So I'm going to go to Golden State, get a guaranteed ring, and then go there next summer.
It's a possibility. Who the fuck knows how he thinks?
Really?
Did you think he was going to go to Golden State?
What the fuck?
I'm picking up after. Do you think he was going to
do
go to Golden
that.
State?
What?
Did you think he was going to go to Golden State?
I thought that was the last team he was going to go to.
All right, and he went. So who the fuck knows?
I
If
thought
he's
he
going to
was-
win a ring this year and then go to fucking the Celtics.
I thought he was going to go to like the fucking like Orlando Magic before the Golden State Warriors. I thought there was 0.0% chance he went there.
Right, and he went.
Yep.
Would have been surprised if he tried to go to Cleveland. Knowing how
That
he
would
is
have
now.
been more magnanimous.
The way that he is right now, though, I cannot. I'm like, all right,
He made people sympathetic for LeBron James.
right. He made people defend LeBron James's decision, and LeBron didn't go to a 73-win team. People had to actually sit here and explain how Kevin Durant's
He didn't-
worse than LeBron James.
He didn't just make people do that. He made Scotty LaCasha do that.
Right. A lot of people that hate LeBron are out there defending him. This is true.
I don't even hate LeBron. He just
No, but LeBron is a douche. Look,
See,
if I
that's-
could interview LeBron, I'd be like, you seem like a good guy. You do a lot of things for charity.
Why are you a douche?
You give a lot of money.
Right.
You're an incredible basketball player. You came in the league. You were awesome. Everyone loved you. Why did you become a douche? When did you ever think the decision was a good idea? What the fuck's wrong with you? What's the not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6 bullshit?
I don't know.
Like, do you think...
I
What's
think-
going on up there?
I think that's why. Like I think.
Why do you smell like a douche? You know what I mean?
Like I think that's why. I think I'm just bitter because from 03 to 2010, I loved the guy, and then
Everyone loved him. Dude, he's literally the chosen one. I know you're not into Star Wars, but the chosen one is Anakin Skywalker. Everyone loves him. He's an ultimate good guy. Then he goes around, kills a bunch of fucking kids, and becomes Darth Vader. That's what fucking LeBron did. But now we're sitting here saying, oh my god, Kevin Durant's worse. What the fuck does that make him?
Durant wasn't as douchey, but what he did was way worse.
Right,
The actual
again.
act was worse.
Wasn't as douchey, but...
I'm pretty sure if he did the decision and then did the not 1, not 2, not 3, he would have been assassinated by now.
Oh yeah, well, if he went to Golden State and did it?
Yeah.
We're gonna win 35 championships, play forever. Okay. But, it's depressing, and I know Adam Silver's upset about it. He said it's not good for the league, basically.
I feel for the guy. 'cause
He didn't pick on Durant. He tried to be very neutral and say it's
No.
up to Durant. It's Durant's decision. He wasn't mad at Durant.
He said the right things, but you could tell he's pissed at Durant.
Of course he's pissed.
Bullshit at Durant. I give Adam Silver credit. He took the high road, but you can tell. And I feel bad for him because he said,
He wants to make you leave competitive.
he goes, I'm against super teams. I'd like to try to institute rules that make it harder to do. Superstars that are in smaller markets, I'd like for them to, have more flexibility and to have, more availability to keep those guys. I think he has the right ideas, and I feel bad for him because he walked into a CBA he was not a part of.
Well, what's going to suck, though, is this is how the current CBA works, okay? A max level player and a guy can get 7% raises each year if he stays with his team that has his bird rights, and an extra year on his contract, so a fifth year to the max deal. If you're not a home team, you can only give 4% raises on the max deal and a 4-year deal.
Right.
Okay?
Which is that was probably Stern's idea to let's get every star to the Lakers.
No.
Keep them forever.
No, if you actually think about it, people should want to stay with their home team because you get more money and
No, Stern was like
a longer deal.
No, Stern was like, we'll pressure them to trade him to the Lakers, and then they'll be able to stay in LA forever. Like that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. But what is Silver going to do? Is he going to make it like, all right, you can't get raises if you go to an away team and it's a 3-year deal, but if you stay with your home team, it's 10% raises and it's a 10-year deal on max contract?
Might have to.
Like, what absurdity does he have to actually add to the contracts in the way that
If
it's
you got
built
rid of
to
free
keep
agent-
people in like Minnesota or Milwaukee?
And free agency, problem solved.
You can't do that,
though.
Right, but effectively he's going to have to tilt the scale of salaries to make it so that it almost does end free agency for superstars.
He has to make it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I guarantee you, he's going to make it more worthwhile to stay with the team you're at financially.
Right, but at that point you're almost limiting or erasing free agency.
I think that's a good thing.
Either that or you're just going to have guys like Dwight
I think that's a good thing.
demand to be traded.
I think that's a good thing. You want to form a super team? Play for $50,000 a year. I love that. Fine.
I don't want to see a bunch of guys playing $50,000 a year but still winning.
Hey, if they want to take a pay cut that bad, God bless them.
Well, Durant technically took a pay cut.
No, I know he did, but not every athlete.
LeBron and Wade and Bosh took pay cuts in Miami. So did Ray Allen. I don't necessarily respect that, though. Just because you're taking a pay cut doesn't mean I'm going to respect it. Okay? It's not like you're taking a pay cut with the team you've been with forever. With Wade, I have less of a problem with. It's Wade's fucking team. It's his home team. He's been with that team. He took a pay cut to help out the team. That's like something Tom Brady does. That makes sense. You were the team, but when you're the guy that literally is supposed to be at the top of the food chain and you have to go grovel at someone else's team and win championships and take a pay cut to do it, I don't have respect for that. You're making it easier to build a super team under the cap.
I'm completely against what Durant did. I'm disgusted. I think it's terrible for basketball. Even though like a couple of people have made the argument it's good for basketball because everyone hates Golden State now and everyone wants to see them.
Well, people like teams that can be hated. You either like to love somebody or you like to hate them.
So
there's no in between. So you fuckers that are listening, I either want you to love us or hate us. It's fine. It's fine either way.
Oh,
you hate us, that's
people
cool.
Listening to us?
Yeah,
that's
the four of them.
Hey, if you're listening because you hate my guts and you want to say, man, fuck you, Scotty, great, thank you. Thanks very much. I appreciate it.
Tis what it is.
No, but you know what the thing is, though?
No, what's the thing?
It'd be great if they became the Patriots and Adam Silver was like, oh, they deflated the basketballs.
Deflated the basketballs. It's the only Steph Curry's playing on a 9-foot rim. It's like, that's pretty not what's happening, but okay. I mean, I'm really pumped.
You're so full of crap, though.
What do you mean?
Durant wants to come here a year from now, and they have like friggin'... Actually, if they have Westbrook, he's probably not going to come. But because there was that whole thing that he said our relationship's never going to be the same, and this and that and the other thing. He basically told Westbrook, like, look, I'm leaving because I don't want to play with you anymore. That's how I read it. Isn't that how you read it?
Kind of.
I mean, what does that mean? Our relationship's never going to be the same. He must have said, like, fuck your couch, I don't want to play with you anymore. And Westbrook probably said, okay, that's good, fine, go fuck yourself.
Kind of.
That's kind of how I read it. So, if you get Westbrook and he decides to stay, you're never getting Durant, so you never have to worry about him, like, groveling back to the Celtics and coming here, so. Oh, you have Andrew Wiggins up there.
Just looking at stuff randomly.
I haven't given up on that bet, by the way.
I didn't expect you to give him the bet. It's not over. I haven't given up on the bet that Colin Kaepernick might be a better quarterback than some of the other quarterbacks.
I would give up on that one.
We have a 7.5-year bet.
I'm just saying, go back to Wiggins' stats. You just have Wiggins up there.
Yeah, I have a 7.5-year bet with one of my uncles and one of my cousins that Colin Kaepernick is going to be the second best quarterback out of a crop that includes Andrew Luck, Russell Westbrook, Cam Newton, a bunch of other guys. I don't know. You don't know if he's going to get traded to the Denver Broncos tomorrow. It could happen still. It could happen. We don't know. Andrew Wiggins is okay right now. He's got 20.7 points a game, 2 assists a game, 3.6 rebounds.
So we had a bet from a couple of years ago when they were drafted that after 5 years, I said Jabari would be the better player. I think, was it 5 or 6?
Pretty sure it's
we got to revisit it and look. So it's a long way from being over, but I haven't given up, even though Wiggins looks like he's a stud, I haven't given up yet. Because Jabari came off knee surgery last year, he averaged 15 points and 5 rebounds. So I think he got better as the year went on. So I haven't given up yet.
Well, we'll see.
He's a good player.
We got time.
Really good player.
We definitely get time to see what goes on there. But we can talk about baseball if you want. I mean, I'm kind of done with basketball.
See, I want to talk about that more. Like, I want you to.
What about basketball?
I want you to talk me into Blake Griffin because I'm not as high on him as you.
He's almost as good as DeMarcus Cousins. What else do you need to know?
I don't think he is.
You have this infatuation with DeMarcus Cousins where every time someone mentions his name, you get a chubby. It's like, no, he's not that much. Again, 4 years ago, or excuse me, 4 years, a couple years ago, 4 players were basically looked at as relatively the same.
It was like 3 years ago.
It was like 2 to 3 years ago. It was before Kevin Love was traded. It's Kevin Love, LaMarcus Aldridge, Blake Griffin, and DeMarcus Cousins.
Back then, I said Aldridge.
Right.
For the record.
And who would you say today?
Of those guys?
Yeah.
Who were they again? I forgot already.
LaMarcus Aldridge, Kevin Love, Blake Griffin, DeMarcus Cousins.
Well, Love is the last.
He's last now, but he might not have been last back then.
I would take Boogie probably number 1 right now.
But that's the thing. These players are close, and things are going to switch. They're going to switch back and forth the way people think. It's just the way it is. I mean, there's not a lot separating those guys. But you think there is. There's not. None of them are really number ones. Like the type of number one we've been talking about with top 5 player in the league and bringing you a championship.
Again, it depends who's around them.
Well, yes, I understand that. We talked about the Detroit Pistons. They had no number ones. They really had no number twos. They just had 5 number threes, and they won a championship. They fit perfectly together.
They had 5 number.
They had 5 number threes that were a perfect jigsaw puzzle of like they formed a Voltron.
That played amazing D. Right.
Right. They worked together. That's it.
That
pieces fit.
That team was like a Venus flytrap, though. Like no one could score on them.
Correct. They just fit. It was like evolution. Okay?
That Lakers team was averaging like 110 a game, and then they played the Pistons. They're like scoring like they're losing
like 7.
They're losing games like 80-67 in the finals.
Kobe was like negative points per game. But it is what it is. Like, I mean, realistically, that's not normal. I mean, yeah, I could say, well, if you got DeMarcus Cousins, and then you just got 2 more All-Stars to pair with Isaiah Thomas and Horford, and then you got a really good bench, you could maybe sneak your way into a championship. Like, that doesn't make you a number one. You could be the de facto number one on a team that wins a championship, but you are not the number one and a real number one just because you win a championship. That's not how it works. So just like there are real number ones in history, like Karl Malone and Charles Barkley, that are as close to a number one as you're going to get that didn't win a championship.
Yeah. Probably.
It's the way it is. This is a couple years ago. Okay? It's got the estimated wins added again, okay? We got Kevin Love at 21.5.
Kyrie all the way down at 5.
Yeah, he's 5th. But DeMarcus Cousins, 17.8. Blake Griffin, 17.8. And where's Aldridge? Must have had a bad season that year. 12.9. Okay?
12.8.
Not 12.9.
12.9.
But any of those seasons, like I said, these guys were all guys that would be flipped back and forth on who's better, who's worse. Just the way it is. This is a little bit early in their careers, but they're young guys. You can say what you want to say about them. I'm not sitting here thinking that one of them is necessarily way better than the others. It's just not. It's not true. 'Tis not true.
So you take Blake over Westbrook?
No. Only if it's the same
under
deal.
the circumstances.
Well, if it's 2 years versus 1, probably.
I might roll the dice.
I think Westbrook's leaving, dude.
I might roll the dice on Westbrook. Oh, another thing I want to like I've been hearing oh, it's a risk because he's going to Lakers. He's not going to Lakers. I'll tell you where he's going to go if he's going anywhere. Chris Paul's going to be a free agent, and if you're the Clippers, does it really make sense to bring back like a 33-year-old Chris Paul who's starting to break down when you can go out and sign like a 28-year-old Russell Westbrook? Think about it. Best of both worlds. He goes to a contending team, and he's in LA anyway. Not going to the Lakers. Not going to, unless he really does not care. Unless he really does not give a damn about winning at all. He's not going to the Lakers. But he could go to the Clippers. You could go there.
He could go to the Lakers.
No, he wouldn't.
Why? They have enough talent now.
No, they don't. They really don't.
They have 3 guys that could end up being studs.
Could is the operative word.
All you need is 1 or 2 of them to be a stud. One of them's a stud, and you pair him with Russell Westbrook. The other 2 are pretty good players.
I'll say this right now: the Lakers are still in better shape than the Celtics are.
Yes, right now they are. If Danny Ainge doesn't make a move in the next year to infinitely increase
Memphis Grizzlies.
talent on the team,
Memphis
you're right.
Grizzlies.
You are the Eastern Conference Memphis Grizzlies, but with a lot of extra draft fucking picks, which we have no idea if any of them will pan out.
Draft fucking picks.
Yeah, there's all these draft picks, but he might just keep picking people that can't fucking play. We don't know.
Yeah.
You could build the greatest dynasty basketball's ever seen, or you could have a bunch of fucking Anthony Bennett's, okay?
Just
that can't play.
We still have, as of today, the 2 Nets picks, and they just signed Anthony Bennett, so that's kind of funny.
Can't even play. It's horrible. He signed him to 2 years, too. He averages like 4 points per game or something. Like,
No, not even.
No, I think it was 4 points and 3 rebounds a game or something. Von Miller, by the way, got a new deal. 6 years, 114 million. I heard it was going to be 70 million guaranteed, which is absolutely absurd. He is not worth that kind of money. They way overpaid for him.
Super Bowl MVP.
Yep, 70 million guaranteed. I had heard that this morning. That's absurd.
Super Bowl MVP.
How you ruin your team. Okay? You way overpay for a guy just because he's very talented. Can't do that. You can't.
You know what I realized? Summer's the absolute worst time to talk sports.
It is.
I feel like we're reaching here.
No, I don't think so.
Like,
I have a ton of shit to talk about. It's not my fault you're boring.
what do you mean I'm boring?
Like, I'm sitting here like, oh, look, Von Miller. You're like, oh, there's nothing to talk about.
there's
I'm going
not.
to stare at my phone.
What do I care about fucking Von Miller?
It's a fucking enormous deal.
Can an athlete like friggin' the Red Sox are blowing it? We can talk about that.
It's 5-3. They're not blowing it. It's,
They were up 5-0.
it's not like it's 5-6. They're losing. They're not blowing it till they're losing.
Yeah, give them some time. They'll blow it.
No, but seriously though, that's a crazy deal for Von Miller. It absolutely is. It's an absurd deal.
It's gonna be even crazier when Goodell suspends him for 8 games for like disrespecting the game by signing the big contract.
It's not going to happen though. You know that.
It's just scary. Like between now and the next CBA, Goodell doesn't like you. He can just suspend you for no reason.
Yeah, and the court said that's okay. That's all they really said is that that's okay. Based on the CBA and in Article 46, he can do whatever he wants. That's literally all the court said.
Do you know whose fault?
They didn't say it was right.
Do you know whose fault
They
this
didn't
is?
care about anything else.
You know whose fault this is?
It's the Jamarcus Smiths, I guess.
Morris
Smith, I mean.
No. You know whose fault this is? Robert Kraft.
Partially, yes, and I told you that. He gave up.
He's the
He stuck his dick in between his legs, acting like he didn't have one, and fucking ran away.
He's the reason that this fucking boob is commissioner, and then he's the reason that deal got done back in 2011.
Yeah, but you know what? Fuck that aspect of it. Okay? As an owner, he should fight for owner power, which is basically what he's doing. All right? But when your guy that you put in as if I put you as commissioner of a fucking league and you're fucking up, I'm gonna fight with you the entire time, Scotty. Especially if you're fucking me over after I made you commissioner. If you fuck me over, I am not gonna quit and give up like Robert Kraft did. That's some bullshit.
Yeah, but
if there was Jews like him everywhere, Israel wouldn't be existent right now.
Okay, but if I have 31
he needs to defend his country, defend his team.
That's fine, but what if it's you and me and then there's 31 other people behind me saying, fuck you, motherfucker.
Doesn't matter, I'll sue you.
You still sue me.
He could have sued him.
You're gonna sue yourself.
Doesn't matter.
You're gonna sue yourself.
Yeah, he should have. Yes. In the circumstances, yes. He should have. If he was a smart, good owner, he would have. No. He's fucking horrible. He's a coward. You have a picture over there? I want to break it every time I see it. It's absolutely absurd. I will boo that man till eternity. I have no respect for Bob Kraft anymore. He ruined this. Thank you. Scotty just turned the photo around so I don't have to look at it ever again. The whole point is, yeah, it's his fault. It's his fault. It really is. Like, he did a couple of good things here. He let Belichick run the ship, and he brought Parcells in before that. Other than that, he did nothing.
He didn't even bring in Parcells. He inherited Parcells. Parcells was brought in by what was his name? Orthwine, the guy who sold it to Kraft.
Yeah, and then
Orthwine was the guy who wanted to move it to St. Louis, and then Kraft bought the team and kept him here.
They were talking about moving to Connecticut for a while too. When Kraft bought it.
In '92 and '93, they were moving to St. Louis, and then Kraft bought the team. But then
they said they might move to Connecticut. They were going to stay in New England, but in Connecticut.
When Foxborough was inadequate, and Foxborough was always inadequate. The old stadium, not the new one, obviously. This was like 97, 98. They were talking about moving to like Hartford, I think.
Yeah. And the 90s.
They were still going to be the New England Patriots. They were just going to.
Well, of course, it's still in New England, but they would have had like a New York type feel.
You know what?
Too close to enemy territory.
Do you know what I really would have liked to have seen happen? And he and Menino just couldn't come to terms on it at the time. They were just going to build a big complex in South Boston, and
would have been fucking perfect.
New Patriot Stadium and a new park for the Red Sox. That would have been perfect.
It would have.
I was disappointed that didn't happen.
A lot of NFL deals today because of the.
By the way, for all this talk, like, oh well, the Red Sox can't build a new Fenway Park because there's no land. There's like fucking 40 acres in South Boston just sitting there. Just sitting there.
What 40 acres are you talking about?
I'm being facetious, but there's land in South Boston they can build a new ballpark.
I was like, I don't even think Boston has 40 acres total. But not really a big city. No, there's a lot of deals today, NFL-wise, because of the...
NFL's dead to me.
Okay. Then let's move on to basketball and baseball.
You just kind of like recorded and discussed it. I said that. You don't agree with me? You're not fucking done with the NFL? I'm done. As long as this guy's in charge, I'm not watching. Hey, give me the Super Bowl. Pass on the Super Bowl. Scotty Cash is not watching.
Well, I've actually boycotted games before, but I don't know that you have, NFL-wise.
I boycotted the NBA for 12 years.
When they had those goddamn replacement refs, I boycotted, and then they came back.
I remember.
They fixed it. I missed the...
No. You boycotted...
The Hail Mary bullshit or whatever.
No,
the one where
the Fail Mary.
Fail Mary, yeah.
No, you boycotted after the Baltimore game. And it was like one more week, and then you came back.
Well, no, but I was like, I'm boycotting. I can't deal with this. This is ridiculous.
It was awful.
I'm making a stand. I'm going to give up. You know what's awesome and weird? I'm a huge football fan. Probably my biggest sport out of every sport. Normally, I will watch 3 games on Sunday, the game on Monday, and I've actually given up the game on Thursday because I was doing that too. And now sometimes they have 4 games on Sunday. Incredible. Awesome. When you give up watching football for a Sunday, you realize how much effing time you have. It feels great. The league, they better watch out. They better tiptoe. Because once people start realizing, wait a minute, if I boycott the league for a week, I feel great. I go and do all these things. I have all this time. I can just go look later and see who won. I don't got to watch the game. So if there's not a Tom Brady playing, what's the point?
Not going to happen. 2 words. Fantasy football. They're still going to watch the games.
Okay, there's fantasy everything. There's fantasy baseball. There's fantasy basketball.
But baseball's still good, and their commissioner's not an idiot.
I'm not saying that the sport is going to die. I'm saying it's not going to stay where it is. None of the sports, even hockey, isn't going to cease to exist. Okay? It's not going to happen.
The NHL right now is a superior league to the NFL.
I don't know about that.
I do.
I mean, if you mean how they run, okay.
Chris,
but even then, everybody...
Listen, even if the league wasn't corrupt, this is a horrible product to watch.
Well, that's why I'm trying to tell you.
This is like watching...
People aren't going to watch a horrible product for everyone. It takes all their time.
This is Arena League football.
Remember when Mark Cuban said they've oversaturated? He was right. They've overreached. They've overplayed their hand. They're running out of trump cards here, Scotty. Okay? There's only so much they can do.
By the way, shout out to Amuna. Our friend Amuna. She's going to listen to our podcast.
Is she?
Yeah.
Good for her. Good for her.
I know sports.
Tell her I said I know sports. Yeah, she was going to be
say hi to Amuna.
She's going to be our guest and be like, I know sports. Hi, Amuna.
See, Chris just said hi to you, Mooney.
It's absolutely hilarious. I know sports.
That was at Wild Wings, right?
Yeah, she wanted to help us with the podcast. But I know sports. I like sports. I'm like, you know.
She should be on it. She's in Kentucky right now, but when she comes, she's going
to talk college basketball?
Huh? Yeah, she
got a really good start in 5.
I don't know. Maybe she saw John Calipari rape one of her friends. I have no idea.
Oh God, it's horrible.
Actually, no, that would be Petito. Calipari would be trying to recruit her brother.
Calipari would be trying.
Calipari's like, are you better than James Young? Great.
Recruit her friends to sleep with dudes so they can come to the school. The AL East is going to be up for grabs. It really is.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know what the deal the Red Sox made, the deals they've made, they've been pretty good.
I am totally fine with the Pomeranz deal.
It's okay. Listen. The kid was going to be...
Why is everyone talking like this kid was Pedro Martinez?
I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say, I mean, people are comparing him to Pedro, but that's absurd at this point. The kid was going to be 3 or 4 years away. Probably from making any impact. Maybe longer.
Mm-hmm.
He's 18.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to come up and pitch in the majors and be fucking the best player in the world.
And when you're a baseball team that has as much money as the Red Sox do, they're printing money on Yawkey Way. Prospects are a dime a dozen. And I get what you're saying. The reason that you're upset that they're trading prospects is you're saying, what if Dombrowski was here 3 years ago when he traded Betts and Bogarts?
He's already traded 5 prospects in the past week.
Yeah, who? No big name prospects.
He just traded one of the best pitching prospects in all of Major League Baseball.
All right. The kid was in single A and he had an ERA of 4.
I understand that, but he's rated... Listen, you can sit here and be like, you can single A. He's fucking 18. You still know talent. That's like me being like, well, I know LeBron James is fucking supposed to be really good, but he's only playing on ESPN in high school. I mean, he's in high school. It's not really like he's in college. He's only in high school. No, it's not different.
Different in basketball.
It's different in basketball, but you can't sit here and tell me that a stud prospect suddenly isn't a stud because he's only in single A. That you don't reserve the right as Scotty Lukasha to be like the guy's in single A is not good enough. No, because when every other scout in the world and everyone that knows tons of baseball, I mean like 1,000 times more than me and you, is like, this kid's fucking awesome. He's got electric stuff. He could be the next Pedro. Okay, when everyone's saying that, you can't be like, well, he's only in single A. It don't matter. No, it still matters. Okay, Pomerant's pretty good, overrated, and out to the AL switch. I know you don't think that's a big deal. That is a big deal.
No.
You think it's overrated?
It is.
I don't think it is because
if you can pitch and you're really good, it doesn't matter what league you're pitching in.
It's a big 3/4 of a run.
Did Kurt Schilling have a big adjustment going from the National League to the American League? I don't think he did. He came here blowing guys away.
He didn't, but a lot of people do. That's like 3/4 of a run on average, depending on any given season.
Look it matters. I get that you're throwing in the National League, you're throwing to a 7-man lineup. In the American League, it's a 9-man lineup with no breaks. I get that, but yeah, of course it matters. It's not. People make too big a deal out of it.
Well, look,
in my opinion. They took the lead. They were losing.
It bolsters the rotation for sure. I mean, if Price
I think their bullpen got better. I think their rotation got better.
Price has been better.
What this basically does, it gets Buchholz's ass out of the rotation.
Of course,
that's huge. That's awesome.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it sucks for me. I'm not a Red Sox fan, but yeah, and for them.
Well, yeah. You have Porcello, who's been pretty good.
Porcello's been fine.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, he's got his ERAs in 3s. He's fine.
He's what 11-2.
Forget wins and losses. Wins and losses mean nothing for a pitcher.
His ERA is what, 3.5?
It's like 3. Yeah, just over 3.5.
In the American League, that's fine.
That's good.
That's fine.
No, that's good.
Yeah, good, great.
It is. It's not incredible, but Wright's good. I mean, I can't say he's gonna do what he's done the first half of the year. Price has been better. He's gonna drop his ERA below 4 before you know it. Okay, it's true though. I mean, the thing is, he ballooned his ERA in the first month. Since then, he's actually been a good pitcher. He hasn't been incredible, but he's been a good pitcher.
Too many hiccups. Like, what game was it? I can't remember who they were playing.
He's been good, though.
Was it Seattle? I think it was Seattle. It's like an anemic lineup full of left-handers, and he lost the game. And I was saying, like, what are we doing here? If you're making $217 million... Hold on a second. I was looking something up.
Well, Scotty looks up stupid shit.
What do you mean I look up
the stats you look up stupid, then you like to be like, well, on June 4th, 1972, he went 0 for 3 with a walk. He made 2 fielding errors.
Porcello's ERA is 3.66 for the record.
Yeah, a little over 3.5.
Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad. Price is, what, 4.3 at this point?
Forget his ERA, though.
4.34.
The ERA is less important than his splits, okay?
Look at his splits.
Yeah. Look at his splits.
Go ahead.
Okay? What's the ERA in April?
I can't even see it. Yeah, I know. It's gone down every month.
5.76. What is the ERA in May? 4.62. What is the ERA in June? 4.08. What's his ERA in July? I know it's one game, but 1.69.
Look,
what's the ERA probably going to be in July? 3. What's the ERA going to be in fucking August? 3. What's the ERA going to be in September? 3. Suddenly he's a pretty good pitcher.
Look, he's been better. He's been better.
Yeah. If you continually get better.
If you're paying him $30 million a year,
I didn't say he's worth the money. No one's saying that.
That's what you're making it sound like.
I'm saying if he continues to improve, Wright can be half of what he's been. Porcello's what he is, and Pomerantz is decent. You actually have a pretty good rotation now. You do.
With the offense, your rotation should be good enough, yes.
Yeah.
If Pomerantz does what he's supposed to do and Price stays on the path...
Who knows what happens with Kimbrel, but if Kimbrel gets healthy and your bullpen shores up a little bit, you're better.
And I hate to break it to you, Wright's been their best pitcher all year out of their rotation.
I said that. I agree. Yeah. Wright was one of the best pitchers in the AL.
I think part of this, too, is a knee-jerk move, because I've said this before. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm not saying it's right. There's pressure on Dombrowski, and I think he's ceding to that pressure because he knows it's Ortiz's last year, and he wants to get him another run in the playoffs.
I don't know if that's the case, but I think that's fucking stupid.
I do, too.
I told you.
I'm just saying that.
I'm not saying
it wouldn't say it was stupid. It wouldn't surprise me.
I didn't say you didn't say
it wouldn't surprise me if that's what he's thinking.
I didn't say you didn't say it was stupid. I'm just sitting here telling you this is why, like you just said, what fucking knee-jerk reaction would he have made 3 years ago? Because now we wouldn't have fucking an incredible lineup. Okay?
Well, it depends. Say 2 years ago.
He doesn't have to win this year. Like, Pomerantz is still, what, 26, 27? He has a few more years on the contract.
27.
So I think you get 2 or 3 more years control.
Money.
Yeah, 2.5 years you get left on him.
Yeah.
At reasonable controlled money. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not complaining about that. Especially, I understand the kid's far away. By the time the kid's ready, Bogarts, Betts, okay? Bradley, maybe Benintendi, maybe Makata. I don't know. They could all be out of the league. I don't know. Who the hell knows when this kid's going to develop? He's 18. I mean, of course I don't expect those guys to be out of the league yet, but you know what I'm saying. It's a long time away.
Well, even 10 years from now, I think Bogarts and Betts are still going to be playing.
I was joking, Scotty. I wasn't being serious that they're going to be out of the league. I'm saying, like, it's so far away, sports-wise, you can never guarantee anything.
I'll be honest.
5 years ago, if you looked at the... not even 5. About 5 years ago. 4 to 5 years ago, if you looked at San Francisco, the 49ers, you would have said they would have won fucking 4 Super Bowls.
I expected them... I said at the time they should win at least 2 with the group they had. They didn't win 1.
Then Seattle came, and what did they look like they were going to do?
Win multiple. They still might. Multiple is more than 1. All they got to do is win 1 more.
But does it look like
Seahawks?
Are they suddenly like a slam dunk to win multiple Super Bowls when they look like they should have been?
Seahawks could win the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, but I don't expect it.
I think they're a top 2 or 3 team in the NFC. They could easily win.
Green Bay in 2010 and 11. You were like, this team should win fucking 5 Super Bowls. They won a Super Bowl, then they went, what, 15-1?
And then they lost them. Fucking Eli. Yeah.
Okay. So, 5 years in sports is a huge deal. That's why I'm not completely sour. Like, I think Parman's a little overrated. Some of his advanced stats show he's a little lucky and a little overrated. He's going from the NL to the AL. He's never pitched so many innings before in his life. Okay? I'm not saying he's going to be bad.
I like him. I think he's good.
He's a good pitcher. He's got some nice stuff. Okay? We'll see. I like him. It's a good addition to the rotation. You gave up a lot for him, but the thing is you gave up a lot.
I don't even think they gave up a lot.
They did, though. You keep saying that. This guy's a top level. This guy's a better pitching prospect than anything the Orioles have, and have had pitching prospect-wise probably the last 40 years. That's how bad your pitching sucks. Okay?
This kid wasn't as highly touted as Messina was.
This kid's ridiculously highly touted. Yeah, he is.
Chris,
Scotty.
can you let me talk for 3 seconds?
No.
7 years from now, if he turns into Kershaw, you can just go get him back on the free agent market.
I understand that. I'm not saying you can't.
What happened?
I'm not saying San Diego's going to sign him anyway.
What happened with Haley Ramirez? They traded him for Josh Beckett and Mike Lowell. What's Haley Ramirez playing right now? The Boston Red Sox. That's how this works. That's how all this works. If you have as much money as the Red Sox do, they can just say, I want him. I want him. I want him. And they don't have to worry about being cold and racist in Boston. Well, actually, the Red Sox are probably the most racist organization in history.
That's the funny part. It's like, no one cares about the racism for Boston when it comes to the Red Sox, even though that's like the really racist franchise. The Celtics are considered racist, and everyone says this Boston's racist. They had the first black coach, the first black executive, the first black starting 5, the first black draft pick, first black everything. Seriously. Like, Boston should be like the mecca of black athletes for basketball.
They gave Jackie Robinson a token tryout in 1945, and I believe it was either Joe Cronin or Eddie Collins yelled from the stands, and I quote, "Get that nigger off the field." But the Red Sox have no problem signing blacks. Like, no problem at all. That's fine.
That's hilarious.
That's fine. How can they be racist? The ballpark's green. But listen, it's, cold and racist. Racist, yeah. Cold, no. It's they play baseball in the summer, so that's not a factor. Okay. The Red Sox.
April's not cold.
April's freezing. May's cold.
You don't think at least part of Price's problem is that he's a notoriously slow starter, but he also has cold weather now when he starts? And I said that at the beginning of the season. That's part of it. Part of it was in his head. Part of it's a new team. Part of it's he's aging. Part of it was bad luck based on his advanced stats. Part of it was because he's cold weather and he's always been a second half pitcher.
Okay, that's good.
Price has always been a second half pitcher.
I'm glad you're happy and you think he's Sandy Koufax.
I never said he was Sandy Koufax.
I think that's wonderful.
I'm saying, especially guys like Ortiz. Like, when Ortiz started this hot this year, you go, holy shit, because he's a second half player and he's not a guy that starts well. He's not.
Yeah, Manny Ramirez never hit in April anyway. Yeah, either.
A lot of,
I don't want to sound racist here, but it's true. All these Dominicans and
They're warm-blooded. They're used to
Yeah.
hot weather.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
Maybe that's why Kershaw's so good.
maybe Canadians probably suck in July and August. I haven't looked at their stats,
I don't
but how's Jason Bay in July and August?
I don't know, stop spitting on me.
I'm not fucking spitting on you.
Dude, say it, don't spray it.
Jesus Christ. The kid that fucking takes his fucking elastics out 40 times a fucking show.
Okay. I'm sorry, is your jaw killing you? My jaw's killing me.
Stop sucking so much dick, your jaw would be fine.
Yeah, it's called TMJ, motherfucker.
Too much junk?
No. I don't know what the hell TMJ stands for. It's when your jaw's out of line and it gives you migraines. That's what I got.
It's from sucking too much dick.
No, it's just from.
Never suck dick for coke.
I mean, for weed. Scotty's like, well, actually, I suck dick for nothing.
How do we get into this?
Just because your fucking jaw hurts and you're fucking talking to me about spitting on you. Anyways, back to sports. You got anything else to talk about that you want to say? Or
What's the Orioles score?
Orioles score right now?
They were up 4-3 a second ago.
I haven't watched the British Open. I'm not going to pretend like I have. Congratulations to Andy Murray, by the way.
Yeah, sure.
Dude, he's going to be a tennis Hall of Famer. He's got 3 Grand Slam titles.
That's the thing. I don't watch enough tennis to be an authority on that.
Okay, I'm not an authority, but he's got 3 Grand Slam titles in an era where 3 of the best players ever have dominated.
By the way, how would you like to be Phil Mickelson in the couple of days he's had already in Scotland, and he's only up 2 strokes?
It's part of the course, so to speak.
The way he's played the last 2 days, he should be like 5 strokes up. He's only 2 strokes up.
Dude, you're playing against the field. All it takes is one other guy to be decent.
I know. He had a hell of a...
Sox are still up 5-3. What are the go down? Orioles are up 4-3
in the 9th. They need an insurance run. Actually, Britain's pretty solid, so
Blue Jays playing.
they must be. They're out on the West Coast playing Oakland at 10 o'clock.
It's going to be a long race. I mean, I do think the Red Sox have the advantage. Now
I still think Toronto's going to win the division.
I'm not so sure after the Red Sox fix their pitching a little bit.
You can't say that yet, though. While I like the Pomeranz...
They fixed their pitching.
Hold on. While I like the Pomeranz...
They had a nice utility guy.
I like Aaron Hill. Okay, I like Pomeranz. He could come to the American League and get racked. And I know that makes me a hypocrite because I said it's overrated, but he very well could get racked. I mean, it's not... it's an adjustment no matter where he's going. Even if he's going to the American League to the National League, it's an adjustment.
Yeah, but you'd expect him to
A lot of the time, actually, the pitcher has the advantage because the hitters don't know him as opposed to the other way around.
Yeah, first time around, so to speak.
So, but I still think Toronto, I mean, they're playing better, and I just think the lineup is...
Red Sox lineup's pretty fucking good, dude.
I think they're close. Those all 3 of those teams, they can all hit. All 3 teams can hit, and none of them can
They're
pitch.
identical. They have the same DNA. They're almost clones. They're like twins. All right.
The Orioles bullpen's actually fine. Their starting rotation is pathetic. Outside of Chris Tillman, their starting rotation is absolutely pitiful.
I know you really don't care about soccer, but you should have watched that final.
I had no interest.
It's a big sports moment.
I had no interest, man.
Really is.
Dude,
Don't fuck it up. That's my broken. What's it called?
I can tell it's broken. Fuck.
Well, they're sending me a new one. It's not my fault. It's Fitbit. The Fitbit Charge, by the way, for anyone that has a Fitbit Charge, has a massively defective. Don't fuck it up. It's about to come off completely. Has a massively defective
Dude,
band.
You gotta put duct tape on that shit.
No, dude. I'm getting a new one mailed to me already.
You've been wearing that for like 6 months. How long have they freaking mailing it?
Well, no. I finally called because this other side came apart. Like this side I didn't mind because I taped it. But the problem is that they just come apart. There's no way to fucking fix it either. You can't even change the band over that one. So they just got, and they know this, and it's a 1-year warranty, so they just send you a new one for free. Well, they should because the product's great. Fitbit, the Fitbit Charger is fine, except for the band. The band is garbage.
Anything noteworthy to say about the Summer League?
I don't care about Summer League. Summer League means nothing, really. I don't care about the ESPYs. I didn't watch the ESPYs. I heard the things that...
They gave Peyton an award. Of course they did.
Of course. I heard the things about from LeBron and Carmelo and
I didn't
CP3.
Hear, I didn't hear any of it. See, the thing is, I used to get all of my sports news from ESPN, but I pretty much don't go to ESPN anymore, so I just go to Yahoo Sports, but Yahoo Sports doesn't have as much stuff as ESPN.
Yahoo Sports like wicked pro friggin' Patriots, by the way, usually with the Brady stuff.
Oh yeah,
They're pro Brady.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, they have a brain, so they realize what's going on.
Right. That's usually how it works.
How this is gonna sound crazy, but is Girardi on the hot seat at all?
Who?
Joe Girardi.
No, this team sucks. I want you to take a look. By the way, Yankees,
I understand the team sucks, but
the Yankees are 44-44 coming into tonight, right? Look at these fucking batting averages. Keep in mind these guys are all like in their early to mid 30s, and they're all being
keep in mind they all get paid like $15+ million a year.
20+.
Not all of them, but a lot of them get paid crazy.
Brett, okay. Beltran's actually having a really good year, even though he's like 38 years old.
He could be a borderline Hall of Famer.
They're trying to move Ellsbury.
Well, I don't know why they haven't signed Ellsbury to such fucking absolutely ridiculous.
Because they're stupid. Yeah, he's really close.
This is Carlos Beltran's career numbers. Okay?
Very close.
281 batting average. 281 batting average, excuse me. 411 home runs. I'm off today. 1,499 RBIs. 1,500 RBIs is a big deal.
He also has 300 stolen bases, even though it's not on that graphic. This guy is borderline might get in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he seriously probably should.
Even though he's never won a World Series ring, he's got beast postseason numbers.
He's got 2,500 hits. I know that's not 3,000, but
how old is he?
39.
Oh, he is 39. I thought he was 37 or 38.
Just turned 39 in April.
Yeah, so he's probably got like another year or two left.
If that. His career is probably going to be over, but like I said, 311 stolen bases. He's a damn good player.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, some guys like him get overlooked.
Go back to the Yankee box score, though. Look at some of these batting averages. Teixeira, 190. Alex Rodriguez, 222. Chase Headley was hitting 220. I guess he's been hot lately. He's hitting 257.
Ryan McCann, 245.
245. These guys are making, all of them, like $25+ million a year. Mark Teixeira is finished as a player, and I think he's still under contract for like another 10 years at $200 million.
What's he getting, Bobby Bonilla deal?
Yeah, he's got a Bobby Bonilla deal.
Oh, God.
No, but seriously, like, the Yankees have to choose a direction. If you're going to sign all these guys to $20 million contracts, they're going to be young guys.
So you think not at all is he on the hot seat?
Girardi?
Yeah.
No. No one expected this Yankees team to be good.
Oh, I
did say, however, before the year, they get a lead.
You had them second or third.
I think I had them second. They get and the reason I said that, they have a lead after the sixth inning, the game's over. Because the back end of the bullpen's that good. The problem is that they can't hit, so they haven't had any leads.
Absolutely hilarious. I mean, this is the baseball reference one, but in the AL, who do you think's leading the AL and wins above replacement for position players?
In the American League. Because you have such a hard-on for him, I'm just going to guess Xander Bogaerts.
Nope.
I haven't looked. Is it someone that I wouldn't expect?
Uh-huh.
Does DH count?
Everything counts.
Everything counts?
I'm going to tell you right now, it's harder for DHs because they don't play defense. They can't get any WAR off not playing defense.
In the whole American League, huh? What division?
West.
Josh Reddick.
Nope.
I have no idea. I don't know.
Trout. Who, at the beginning of the year, everyone was like,
I thought it was too
Trout's
obvious.
not doing so well.
I thought it was too obvious. Who said that?
A lot of people did. He wasn't doing well.
Well, they're idiots.
Did you read all the articles?
They're idiots.
They weren't saying. They said he might have peaked for his career. He's not doing that well. Bryce Harper was suddenly a way better player. You remember the first month of the season? Now he's got the highest WAR in the fucking AL.
I never said that.
I didn't say you said it. I didn't say his numbers don't look eye-popping to some degree. He's hitting 322.
Speaking of hot
18
seat.
home runs, 58 RBIs.
Speaking of hot seat, Mike Scioscia's been there 15 years. Is he on the hot seat? with all the talent they have, and they miss out in the postseason again. Now I know the rotations had injuries. Garrett Richardson's hurt again. Jared Weaver's had some injury issues. He's getting older.
Well, in terms of
Albert Pujols is
it's not his fault.
hit or miss now.
In terms of cachet, who do you think's built up more? Solskjaer or Girardi? For that respective franchise.
Just as a manager, not as a player. Because Girardi was
As
there as a player.
what they've done as a manager.
Just a manager.
Correct.
Sosha.
Okay.
Sosha, and the reason I say that, they both have one world championship apiece.
Yes.
But prior to the last couple of years, Sosha had them in the playoffs every single year.
Would you not consider him one of the best managers of this generation?
Like Sosha.
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Okay. So
I consider him one of the
is
best.
he considered to you a better manager than Girardi?
Yes.
And I'm saying Girardi's way better than Farrell.
They
all have one ring.
He's better. I wouldn't say way better.
He's like mediocre Girardi. It's pretty good.
The best manager in the game might be Madden, and he's never won a World Series.
Right. No. World Series is. I mean, it's important. Don't
If
get me wrong.
you're going by rings, then it's Bochy. He's got 3 in the last 5 years, 6 years.
But you can't just go by rings. That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, a manager. I understand that rings matter too.
Your top managers, Bochy's up there, Tito's up there, Joe
Francona's one of the
Madden.
best ones.
No, Joe Madden's up there.
Francona's going to be a Hall of Fame manager.
If he wins a third one, he's in.
I think even without it, if he stays long enough, wins enough, has enough wins for his career.
The thing is, he's only like a little over 500 because of all those terrible years with the Phillies.
People know that though. People aren't stupid.
Look up his managerial
We
numbers.
will. We'll look up his managerial numbers right now. But Sosha's one of the best managers of the generation.
One thing that's going to help Tito,
What do we always talk about when you fire a manager or a coach or
you got to
GM?
find one better. The Red Sox didn't. I know
Right.
they won a
You
championship.
don't just fire him in a vacuum and suddenly fucking Bill Belichick walks in. It's not like that. Like, I mean, Bill Belichick, we have him friggin' coaching in basketball. We got a manager in baseball. We got him doing everything. He's just incredible. He's going to be out there with Claude skating like, oh, yeah, you got to get guys back to the blue line. Got to build from the blue line out.
Remember in Belichick's football life, he called Tito like for the playoffs.
I really wanted them to, and I never saw one, but I really wanted them to get a photo of Doc, Belichick, Tito, and Claude all together.
With the trophies?
The 4 kings with rings, with the trophies and their rings. That would have been fucking awesome. And they all could sign it and like sell it. I'd buy that and fucking break your craft picture and put it right in front of it.
Could they just like have like Paul Pierce like instead of Rivers? Just like put PS in there.
Well, if you want to do that, we could have Pierce, Poppy, Brady, and I don't know if you want to do Chara. I like Bergeron personally. He's my... And I was saying this earlier.
Why not Tim Thomas? He stood on his head for like 2 months.
That's up to you. Anyone you want.
Look up Francona's.
We're gonna, but
because he finished last. It wasn't really his fault because Graham from
I put a G in the name by accident. Patrice Bergeron's probably my 3rd favorite Boston athlete right now. It goes Brady.
Oh, by the way, remember you said he was like, oh, he's Spanish.
No, I thought someone told me he was like Mexican or something.
No, he's Italian.
Yeah, and we found that out like years ago. That was like fucking 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
Okay, so
Someone said he was Italian, and someone else told me he was Mexican.
Tito's career is still good. I mean, 53%. But
yeah, 532.
Look at the postseason. Anything over 60% in the postseason is really good.
I think with a winning record in the postseason is pretty good because he's winning.
One thing that's going to help, we're talking about Hall of Fame for Tito, one thing that's going to help him, 8-0 in the World Series. He's yet to lose a World Series game.
Oh, forget that. Look
matter.
what he's doing with the Cleveland Indians.
I was telling...
he should have went to Chicago. The Cubs.
Theo wanted him,
He should have.
but he wanted to take a year off, I think. I think he wanted
I understand
to
that. And he didn't want to make it look
But
like
you know what? That was like a childhood dream for him to like manage the Indians because like his dad played there and that's like where he grew up and he's from Western Pennsylvania. That's right there.
I know the story. I'm just telling you.
You know, I think that was special for him. But the Indians, if they get in, unless they play the Orioles in the playoffs, I'm rooting for them. I love Francona.
It's at 1,300 wins.
So if he manages like 10 more years and gets to 2,000 victories and still has a winning record with the 2 World Series.
He's a Hall of Famer. He's a manager of the year before.
Got a pretty good chance.
Told you, these kind of things. That's why Doc Rivers is a potential Hall of Famer. He has a ring. He has a coach of the year. He's got a lot of wins. He's been doing it for a long time. That kind of stuff gets you as a Hall of Fame coach or manager, okay? It's not easy. It's not a guarantee, but they'll at least be heavily considered. It's only 57.
Well, it depends on how long he wants to do it, too.
Say he does it to 67. You just said 10 more years. Okay? Yeah, he could legitimately be. I mean, I'm assuming he's going to win more than 60 games a year, by the way. Okay? But
What was the overall with Philadelphia? 285
and
and
363.
do the math for me. What's an average for a year? He was there 4 years. So
He was there 4 years?
about, yeah. So this is 71.
70 wins.
No, 71. So he's 71 and 91 basically over
Yeah.
4 years.
Well, I
But
just
the,
did a rough,
but the
like
team,
70 wins.
but the team was garbage. Garbage.
It's great with the Sox. I mean, I wish he stayed. I really do. I tell you that every day.
Oh, I was so mad at the time. Still mad about it.
They should have kept him. They'd be probably like 17,000 games above 500.
I remember at work, W. Iandolo, like, because like I used to shit on the Red Sox. This is when I first started there in 11. I was like, she was like, Scotty, you happy they fired Francona? I'm like, no, I'm very upset. And she's like, oh, you're just joking around. I'm like, no, I love
Yeah,
him.
he's a stupid Orioles fan.
No, I was like, I love Francona. I'm very upset they fired him. She's like, you're serious? I'm like, yeah, I like the guy. I think they made a huge mistake. They're gonna bring in some friggin' clown, and they did.
Can't believe how
Bobby V.
Bobby V. That was the worst.
They would have been better off signing Bobby V, the singer.
Would have been better sign than a fucking drunk monkey with no arms. Seriously, like anybody could have.
So James Barabo.
Yeah, anybody could. Papagenos. Anybody.
Oh!
Absolutely anybody could.
Hey, we already paid him. We can say whatever we want.
Yeah.
Hey, check on the scores again.
Scores, most recent baseball scores. We give you a Flash Boy update.
Yeah, where is Flash Guy?
I don't know. Statman's
Stat
not
guy.
available today.
Yeah, I think he's upstairs like jerk.
5-3.
Oh, my computer's here, so we can't.
Red Sox still beating the Yankees. Yep, no Asian ones going off right now. Mets are still up on the Phillies 5-3. Tigers are still up on the Royals 4-2. Reds are up on the Brewers 5-3.
Orioles are
Orioles up
blowing
on
it.
They're up. It's still.
The runner on third.
I understand that. There's one out. It's still 4-3. Relax. Rockies are up 7-2 on the Braves.
Go to game. We'll watch it live. I guarantee you they blow it. The fucking Orioles.
I don't need to watch live. I want to go through all the scores. We're doing the Scotty Lacascio where we read all the stats. Cleveland's winning 4-2. They have 6 hits versus Twins 3 and 1 error for the Twins. Currently man on second and third with 3 strikes and 3 outs.
I don't talk like that. What the hell's wrong with you?
I'm kidding with you.
Yeah, it's
You're always like, you go through stats like you have to go through everything, and you're like, currently batting. The Marlins are losing the Cardinals 2-4. Dodgers, I know. Dodgers are up 1-0 over the Diamondbacks. The Cubs are clubbing the Rangers 6-0.
Clubbed. They won earlier.
Oh, it's already over. I didn't even see that. Nationals.
It's Wrigley. They always play in afternoon. It's like that Lee Elia rant that time. It's like the motherfuckers don't even work. But the cocksuckers are at the ballpark.
The Nationals beat the Pirates 5-1. White Sox and Angels are set for 10:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Blue Jays just started.
Blue Jays just started against the Athletics. The Stros versus the Mariners at 10:10 tonight. And the Giants against the Padres at 10:40. Oh, yeah, because the Giants should crush them.
Yeah, Mad Bum's pitching. The game's over.
Yeah. Oh, when your ERA is a third of the guy you're facing, you should win. Okay?
And he's 10 and he has an ERA under 2, and he's 10-4.
Some National League.
I know, but he's had some bad luck and be 10-4 with that ERA.
I get that, but it's National League.
again.
Completely different. Yeah, that upset. This kid's obsessed about the Orioles.
Yeah, they're gonna blow it. Oh, they got 2 outs. Come on, 1 out.
Better?
One more out.
Hope it's home run.
It's gonna be a double in the gap.
Home run.
Tampa Bay, probably.
I'm trying to think. I mean, I know, again, you don't care about soccer, so I can't talk to you about Cristiano Ronaldo. You just don't care.
Why does it bother you that I don't like soccer?
It only bothers me because I
just
want to
don't-
talk about it
dude,
sometimes. You don't care about the UFC. You don't care about Brock Lesnar.
Listen, I like Brock Lesnar. All right,
What, do you like wrestling?
wrestling is awful now, but
WrestleMania is awesome.
yeah, I get WrestleMania every year. I used to get every pay-per-view. The WWF, I don't say E, sucks now because Triple H was a hack wrestler who couldn't make it, so
Yes.
he married Vince McMahon's daughter to get ahead, and now he runs the league. He's terrible.
The top ERA, this is going to be a little bit misleading, but in the NL is 1.79. Top ERA in the EL is 2.68. Now, I know that's Stephen Wright versus Clayton Kershaw, but regardless,
I understand your point.
the top 5 ERAs
I
in the
understand
NL,
your point.
1.79, 1.94, 2.41, 2.47, 2.47. They're all better. The top 5 NL ERAs are better than the top ERA in the AL.
Who's that guy?
Okay.
2.47.
It's Pomeranz. The thing is, again, you're going to add 3/4 of a run to it.
Dude, poor Mad Bum. How'd you like to have an ERA of 1.94 and not even lead your league?
See, you know.
And it's Clayton Kershaw.
They play in the NL West. I mean,
It's Clayton Kershaw.
but you only get 4 guys in the entire AL under 3 for an earned run average. Okay? 4 guys. In the NL, you got 13. It's a big difference. It really is.
By the way, number 13, if I'm the Red Sox, I target him.
Lou Tehran, yeah.
I like him. He's got good stuff. He's nasty. He's young. He's under contract. He's a guy I would have gone after. Taking nothing away from Pomeranz. I like him, but I would have gone after Tehran first.
I know that the team sucks. Trout should be MVP again. He's
If
that
you're
fucking
asking
good.
me, if you're asking me for an MVP right this second in the American League,
Yeah, sure. Give it to me.
I'm thinking. I would say I might have to say either Machado or Bogarts, one of those two. On ESPN, they said the first half MVP of the American League was Machado, but Bogarts is hitting like 340. I mean, he's having a great year.
Well, it's down to 329 now, whatever.
No, it isn't. Is it?
Yeah,
What's
327.
he hitting?
327.
Are you serious? He was hitting 340 like a week.
Yeah. Well, he fucking went off. He did terrible for like a week or so.
Look at that.
For like a week or so, he was terrible, and then he was basically like, "Yeah, I'm tired. I need a rest." But fucking, he didn't tell Farrell, and Farrell's a dipshit that doesn't realize players needs rest. every
Farrell's
once
an
in a while.
idiot. So Machado's hitting 317 with 19 homers and 53 RBIs. So Bogart's hitting
He
327
just hit another home run.
with
It's gonna be 12.
11 So the numbers are pretty close.
Yeah. The thing is, Bogart's been poor defensively because he was horrible at the plate. Then he booted all those balls. He was like, "I'm tired."
He's playing a good shortstop.
I know, but he
had a bad
Had a
I know
bad
what you're
week.
saying. Okay.
He literally dropped like a whole point, like whole 1.0 in WAR almost. That's like almost impossible to do in a week. He basically was so bad in a week, it was like you lost a win for the team.
The other thing that I can't understand with Farrell, and he doesn't do this, and I don't know why. The Red Sox, even though their pitching stinks, and maybe that's why he leaves them in the game because their pitching stinks. I don't know. You'd have to ask him. The Red Sox have had a lot of games.
His explanation doesn't make sense.
No, listen,
Why would we ask him?
not only that, they've had plenty of games when they're up like 12-2 in the 7th. Take Mookie out. Take Bogarts out. Take all these guys out.
I would.
Makes sense, right?
I would. Personally. You could argue Donaldson should be the MVP.
He's having another good year.
And they're a playoff team, like as of right now. I believe. I could check again in a second. Altuve, I mean, he's just phenomenal. Little engine that could, man.
And everyone keeps talking about, like, baseball's boring, and I think
It's loaded right now.
I think baseball. I can't
the sport is
remember.
loaded.
I cannot remember baseball having as many young stars, like 25 or younger, than they do right now.
Sport is absolutely loaded.
If you're
But you think the Mike Trout...
if you're a true fan of baseball, you gotta love what's going on right now.
The Mike Trout,
Bryce Harper thing.
it's over. After this year.
Trump is a little Trump. Unreal.
It's over.
Trout's a little bit better.
It's over.
I still like Harper a lot, but
I think you might have said Harper was better in the beginning of the season.
well, he was in the beginning of the season. He had like 12 home runs in April, hitting the cover off the ball.
But it's over.
I wouldn't say over, because a lot of things can happen. You got to keep in mind, too. In 1956, 1957, somewhere around there, everyone would tell you that Mickey Mantle was better than Willie Mays. Then in the 60s, when the early mid-60s, when the injuries caught up with Mantle and Mays was still hitting 50 home runs a year, he separated himself. It's like the Bird and Magic thing almost.
So you're hoping, or
not
presuming
hoping.
that Trout's going to
I'm
be...
not hoping for anything. I'm just saying it's possible.
Well, but you're...
Assuming health, sure. But you can't assume health. See if the Orioles hung on.
Sure they did. Red Sox.
No, they didn't.
Red Sox just won.
It's like Tampa Bay wins 6-4.
Tampa Bay wins. Yes.
The Orioles did hold on 4-3.
Scotty and I were talking about Red Sox versus Yankees.
The rivalry?
Is there a rivalry?
Is it dormant?
Is it dormant? Does it exist? I'll tell you something.
Tyler just...
Oh, actually, we just got a text about it. That's funny. The rivalry does exist. It's in a coma, but it's still alive.
Tyler just said it's the lowest I've cared in my lifetime. Which,
It's in a coma.
so Tyler's my age, so I can say it mattered prior to 2004 because they hadn't won in 80 years.
It still mattered
But-
after.
It still mattered after. I think 03 and 04 was the apex. I don't think it's ever going to be higher than that. Because they played 19 regular season games in 2 7-game series back to back years. And I think the Red Sox had like one more win. They were basically 50-50 for 2 years.
And not to
including
mention,
playoffs.
that's basically because you had a team that was trying to finally take over the Big Brother. Hadn't won a championship in 80-something years. Versus a team that had 20-something championships. What was it at the time? 25, 26?
26.
Was that what it was at the time?
Yeah, they have 27 now.
Yeah, because it was 26 at the time. The Red Sox were trying to
Since the
win
sale, since the sale,
1918.
since the sale of Babe Ruth, it was 26 to nothing.
Right. So they were trying to finally...
That is
They
incomprehensible.
were trying to finally get over that hump, and they were trying to just squash us every time they could. So, yes, it was a huge rivalry.
I don't think
New Yorkers, they were like, fuck Boston, you guys are garbage.
there's always going in every sport. There's always going to be a Boston New York thing. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Because Boston was sort of like the cultural capital of the United States way back when.
But New York looks down on us.
And then New York kind of usurped that reputation. So and there's always just been bitterness between the two cities. So I think
New York doesn't even consider Boston a city. They just say it's a big town. That's what they say. We're not even a city.
I personally love going to New York City. I think it's awesome. But yeah, they're assholes.
Yeah.
You know, it's the way it is.
It is what it is. What can you do?
But I don't think it's ever going to be what it was. I think the Red Sox winning took a little luster out of it. That makes sense.
Put it this way. The NFL's like the Red Sox-Yankees rivalry. They're in 06-07 right now. They might still think it's pretty good, but it's going to get to where it is now. Okay? And things can only be at their best for so long. Really, I don't...
The Yankees. Let me say this: the Yankees aren't going to get better again until they finally just say, you know what? They have to accept sucking for a couple of years and rebuild their farm system. They have absolutely no prospects. I was watching that Futures game last week. I didn't hear the Yankees mentioned once. It was all Boston. It was all Chicago, because that's what Theo Epstein does. It was all the Dodgers. It was all the Giants. Like all that's where all the. And by the way, it's no secret that these teams I'm mentioning have been the most successful teams over the last decade in baseball. Didn't hear one Yankee. They won a World Championship in 2009 because they went out that winter and they bought Sabathia. They bought Mark Teixeira. They bought who else did they buy?
Everybody.
Okay, we'll just make it. They went out and got Johnny Damon a couple of years before that. They went out and just bought that championship. That's what they do.
Yes.
Which is fine. There's no salary cap. They're within their rights to do it.
Right.
But they have no farm system whatsoever.
They haven't had a farm system in quite a while.
They had a farm system in the early 90s, and the only reason that they were able to develop Posada and Bernie and Joe Girardi and Jeter
They developed Cano.
and all those guys, he was like a rose that grew from concrete in that fucking minor league system.
No, I'm just saying. They developed very few players. That's it.
But in the early 90s, they were finally able to do it because Steinbrenner was suspended. So they'd go, you know what? He's not here to stay on our asses. So let's develop the farm system. Then he came back, and George just threw money at the farm system that they built, and that's how you get a dynasty.
Yeah. It is what it is. So I don't want the Red Sox to do. Red Sox have kept a good farm system. They have. They've had a very good farm system.
It's not as
since
good
the
as it
days of
was when
Theo.
Epstein was there. It's taken a hit. It's not as good as it was.
Just recently, they were rated the best farm system in the league.
No, they were up there.
No, just
They are
recently,
up
like
there.
a year or two ago.
I thought the Cubs were number one.
They might be now, but a year or two ago, the Red Sox were. You got to remember Bogarts, Betts, Bradley, and they all came up from that's called the farm system. So when you take all those great players and put them in the bigs, they're no longer, you know what I mean? But even then, they still had a Moncada's the best prospect in baseball.
I do know one
They're
thing.
the best product in baseball.
I do know one thing.
Prospect, excuse me.
Orioles are the worst.
The Red Sox are stacked, and I'm not even trying to like over exaggerate our prospects because that happens with every team. Prospects get overrated because you never know, really. Like that guy is compared to Pedro.
The fact that you just said that guy and you don't even know his name should tell you how good of a prospect he was.
No, I
Exactly.
know his name.
If he was
Give me a
that, give me a second.
second. The little Spanish kid weighs like 160 pounds, 6'0". Oh my god.
Exactly. So on that note, I think we're gonna call it a night.
He's from fucking.
Yeah, exactly. You don't even know who he is. All right, so we're gonna call it a night. Check us out on GamesOfInches.com and on YouTube at Chris and Cash Podcast.
Oh my god, that's gonna bother the shit out of me too.
Amun, I hope you enjoyed the show, honey.
Not from Nicaragua. He's from Venezuela.
All right.
He's 18. Ah, Jesus Christ.
Okay. All right.
It's gonna come.
So,
to me. Oh well.
So next week we'll be coming to you live from where
North Conway.
North Conway, New Hampshire, and we're gonna do something a little different next week. We're gonna do a round table. We're gonna have other guests join the show and chime in. We'll talk about a variety of topics. Should be fun.
All right.
So-
Check you guys later.
All right. Be sure to tune in next week for the round table.